Hey Siri, what is the Waste of Time podcast?
The Waste of Time Podcast is an independently recorded podcast that covers a wide range of topics, hosted by Let's Talk Cars host 𝘊𝙪𝙧 𝙑𝙧.
Hello and welcome to the Waste of Time podcast. I'm 𝘊𝙪𝙧 𝙑𝙧. Here you go with Ben Rose. Say hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
You've done the joke twice in a row now. Okay. Also, we normally record these like 8 something at night. It's currently like, it's 2:17 in the afternoon. So, because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night and I wanted to do it before I got like super tired. So, okay. We also, for the second week in a row, pretty much have nothing to do. We pretty much have like no general topics. And the one that we do have, we came up with like 5 minutes ago. Anyway, Ben, we want to take a shot at the general topic first?
Yeah, so the first general topic we have is piss. You have anything on that?
No.
Okay, what about the second general topic of shit?
Also no.
Okay, well, it's time for the third general topic, very closely related to college. So, you want to talk about what's been going on?
So
we use piss and shit as placeholders.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Okay, so anyway, well, Ben uses them. I typically just decide to leave them blank, but whatever. Anyway, so Ben, you want me to talk about my college thing then?
Yeah, you talk about what's going on in your college.
All right. Also, let this be on the record. This is the first time since we started using slides for I think we've been using slides since episode 4 and onwards. That I've actually forgotten to do I actually have nothing written in my personal things apart from college, so sorry. Anyway, so this last week, I think I mentioned like last Thursday when we recorded episode 13, that I was trying, I think it was like the next day, Friday, I was actually gonna, register for classes. And I think it was like that on that day, which was again Thursday, I actually kind of like went over the basics with one of the instructors from the school. Anyway, so now I actually have set my classes, and 4 classes for the first semester, 12 credits, basic stuff. So actually, I'm sorry, 14 credits, because it was supposed to be 12 credits, right? Bunch of different 2-hour classes, plus homework, of course, and lots of homework because it's college. However, apparently, one of the classes that my instructor recommended I take, when I actually went to sign up for it the next day, it required a prerequisite, a test, which I did not have, and which I cannot take until after my first semester. So I couldn't do that. So instead of a intro to creative writing fiction, I'm now doing a photography class, which is actually pretty cool. Honestly, I have to get up at the class starts at like 8:30 in the morning, which depending on how late I stay up, doing studying and other stuff, it's going to be a bit annoying. But you know what? I'll actually be able to do it from my dorm. So so Oregon has actually passed, I guess, like a new rule or law or whatever, right? That rooms may only have up to 10 people in them, so classes are going to have to reconfigure what they are. Because we're going to have a few on-site classes, but I think the vast majority being in the dorm or just online in general. Using the computer, like whatever, to like signs like a Zoom or whatever from the dorms to do the classes. However, now we're going to actually have to reconfigure classrooms or rethink that approach even further because of the new, 10 person per room law, rule in Oregon. But anyways, yeah, honestly, what I'm planning on doing is just, waking up early on those days. Like, I think it's Monday and Wednesday I actually have this the photography class. Just going to the dining hall, getting like something to go and bring that back to my room and just eating that while I'm doing the class, because the class is via Zoom or whatever service the school's using at the time, I guess. But I'm gonna be doing it from it's gonna be like it's gonna be digital, yeah. But photography class, it could be even worse. I don't like if you like math and science, that's great. I don't like math. I don't really have anything against science. I've had pretty crap science teachers the last few years, but science in general is fun for me. But it could have been, and this is actually a possibility that I almost ended up having to take, a 7:15 a.m. math class. No, thank you very much. No, thank you. But yeah, I got photography. I'm also doing a few more creative writing classes. I know. Ben, I know you like math and science and that type of stuff. I'm not really into that. Anyway, but I've got a few other creative writing classes, and some of the classes, just like the basic stuff I have to take. Honestly, as a fallback class for what I plan on taking, because I love photography. I do a lot of photography, whether it's with my phone or my actual camera. As a fallback class, as a fallback class, photography was not a bad option. So I'm pretty glad I got that one because it actually fills up very quickly. Apparently it filled up about 45 minutes after I selected it. So it's apart from that,
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
How do you select your classes? Is it like in groups, or do you just, do all just have the, it's just a hog wild thing? Everyone just goes at the same time.
I think it is in groups, I believe, but freshmen get a higher priority, I think.
Lucky.
So yeah. But I think Ben, because you mentioned last time that you might not get some of your choices because you were what was it, group number 9, right, on yours?
Yeah.
It's like for me, I might not get some of my choices because, I know what I'm getting now, but for me, I might not have gotten that choice, not because I was late to the sign-in or whatever, but because I apparently just did not have a prerequisite test result they needed to have that I cannot take until after I think first semester. So anyway, still intro to photography is fun though. Anyway, Ben, we actually discussed this in the pre-show. In our chat before the pre-show. I think I've said what I wanted my major to be, but I don't think we've ever actually confirmed what our majors are going to be in college on this podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we've done that. Oh, why don't you start first? Go ahead.
All right, so my major is at least I know people sometimes change majors. I don't intend to. This is what I really like doing. Creative writing with a minor in photography. So that's Also, creative writing, that can be anything from poetry to fiction to reviews of things. I don't really know journalism. So I'm not quite sure what field I really want to go into with that, but that's going to be my targeted major, I think, at least as of right now.
Sweet. I am thinking. So right now, I got accepted into my college, UC Irvine, as a chem major, right? And I have loved chemistry. I love math. I love science. It's so fun. I don't intend to change majors. I'm not sure about my major, but I don't intend to change majors.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm also trying to go pre-med, and if anything, I'm gonna want graduate school because the thing about medical school is you need specific requirements that are very non-negotiable. You need 2 years of bio, 1 year of chem if you're just going pre-med, 1 year of OChem, and 4 years of English, 1 year of psychology, social science.
It's a lot of stuff, yeah. So
I need that, and at the same time, I'm a chem major, so I need 2 years of chem with a lab. But my school is not allowing labs, so I'm basically fucked. It is horrible. I just want a damn lab.
That sounds like crap. Yeah, that sounds bad, dude.
So, yeah, I'm gonna need to take summer classes, which I'm not so opposed to. I've always liked learning and stuff, so summer classes aren't that bad. But it's since I'm also in group fucking 9, and freshmen actually get last pick of our classes, I'm basically fucked.
That seems actually kind of counterproductive in a way.
I need this math class that it filled up. One of them is filled up, but I don't know about the other ones. But I definitely know that the main one is filled up for most people. And also, I need to take psychology for pre-med requirements, and I am very nervous that my psychology class is going to fill up because there's only one. I need to take 4 years of English, and almost all the English classes are either all filled up or at shitty times. So I'm ready to take one at a shitty time.
Ben, okay, what's your Ben? Give me an example of quote unquote shitty time. Like what time?
Okay, 6 a.m.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's legit. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
If you're gonna say 6, if you're gonna say 7 p.m., okay, but yeah, 6 a.m.
I'm fully prepared. I'm fully prepared and willing to take night classes. I've taken night classes before. I actually love night classes. They help me.
I know you have, yeah.
But I'd even like early morning classes too. But just I need to either settle for the bad teachers or the bad professors or whatever. People are super into talking about what their majors are. They're oh, I'm taking this teacher or something, and they care so much about it. But, like, I don't care. I can't care. I don't care for the main reason that I can't care, you know? Because, like, there's no one that I can... It's difficult. It's just very difficult. And I would rather I could just pick my classes now, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I do good. But,
that's really yikes. That's not good. I'm sorry, man. That sounds...
We definitely need to do, like, a little short segment on small university versus big university, because I think definitely one of the benefits of having such a small university like Southern Oregon... How many people do you have? Like, 2,000, right? 2,000 kids?
No, it's like I think it's like 6,000 to 8,000 maybe. No, it's not quite that small, but yeah.
It's small, but that is a small school. But and one of the benefits of having such a small school like that is that you can get your classes quite easily, I guess.
Well, it's not.
If I wanted a chem class, I could have done it.
Well, I mean, it's not quite that easy, but like, because I actually went through a bunch of this. I actually got some help from the disability resources as well through that. But yeah, anyway, we might do that at a later date in a different podcast. Anyway,
I literally just got a text that my psychology class filled up.
Are you serious?
There's a wait list.
God damn it.
So now, yeah, I think so. I could have taken Psych 9A or Psych 7A, and people. I'm just gonna take Psych 9A apparently now. So I'm not gonna take Intro. I'm just gonna take Fundamentals, which is like, you know, maybe that's possible. I never took AP Psych, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. That's really poor timing. But sorry, dude. That's gotta suck.
It's kind of funny though. Like I don't know what the classes
would
be like.
The timing of that announcement is great, but the actual content of it is not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm really confident that I'll get my classes one day. But yeah.
Anyway, Ben, do you want to move on to your personal topic, which is no job again?
Yeah. So remember last week when I talked about how I didn't get the job for that Dutch place or whatever?
The juice place, yeah.
Yes, the juice. I'm gonna call it the Dutch place.
Okay.
Essentially, I didn't get the job again, so they called me in for a second interview. So apparently the first interview wasn't enough then to humiliate me again.
Okay.
So they went for a second interview, and they were just like, they were trying to push me to a 40-hour work, to like a 39-hour work week, so they didn't have to pay me benefits. And I was like, no, if I'm going to work, I'm going to work full time. And so they literally put me in another room with another guy, and this guy was just like, yeah, I'm willing to work, blah, 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 this amount. And then they just looked at me like, what about you? Are you willing to work for this low? Are you willing to work for this low amount of pay for this short amount of time? And I was like, you know what? I'm not in a position where I necessarily need this job right now. I'm sure this other person in the running could definitely take it. And if I get a job, I would like benefits, and I would like to be able to negotiate with the workers.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and also, the juice place is kind of on its way down. Like, it's going to go under soon.
I mean, it's a juice place in quarantine, so juice. Yeah.
Yeah, no one wants super expensive juice in a fucking...
Wait, Ben, didn't you say it was like you said it was like a 3 place chain, right?
There are 3 places in San Francisco.
Because you actually did say on the podcast, you said the actual name last time. I forget what it was, though.
Joe and the Juice.
Yeah.
Joe and the Juice.
All right.
If you see them, boycott them. Tell them, hire Ben Rose next time with benefits. Don't do that, please.
I don't imagine if someone actually did go out and do that. That would be both funny and also very disappointing.
At least take a picture of the email and send it to us for viewer mail. Thank you.
Oh yeah, if you decide to email them something, just send it to us. At the end, we'll give you guys the email again at the end of the podcast, like always. Anyway, Ben, it's time to move on.
Emailing people at the end of the podcast. Oh wait, never mind. Sorry.
No, it's not viewer mail.
Speaking of moving on,
it's the Injured Man Oliver Report. Segments. It's the end of So. Hold up, let's try that again. Yes, okay, I did not even plan on having this thing again, of course, but complications have arisen and the injury is still very present, which is, aka, the injury thing that's been the last 2 podcasts, my foot. We don't know, they thought it was a bone bruise, now they don't know what it is. And apparently, like, the medication I was given to help it has been doing quite the opposite. It's either been doing nothing or it's been kind of doing not great because it's been reacting with my normal medication which I take on a daily basis, and making whatever it is actually kind of worse. So, but since it's prescribed, I can't just stop taking it all at once because it could be dangerous if I do that. So I have to talk to my doctor about how to stop taking it over the course of a few days or over the course of a week or whatever. And so there's that whole problem. Also getting a new medication from a new specialist I'm hopefully going to see pretty soon. It's just, I feel decent enough, I can walk, although I am still using crutches occasionally just like avoid putting too much pressure on it. I'm going to do like 3 minutes on the treadmill today and see how that goes. And then if that goes well tomorrow, I'll do 5, then I'll do 10 if that keeps going well. And then of course, if a specialist tells me don't exercise, I'll stop exercise because like for me, like all the exercise I do in some way require my feet. Push-ups, I guess I could do push-ups on my knees, which is not very helpful at all in any way, shape, or form. Sit-ups, I gotta hook my feet underneath something so I can do sit-ups. I guess I could do crunches. Yeah, crunches. But also again, like if my foot hits on the ground, like at that angle, if my foot hits against the ground, it's gonna cause a lot of pain. Like I stubbed my toe last night and almost threw up from the pain. That's how bad it was. It was just horrible. Also,
if you could do bicycles on your back, it doesn't hurt your feet. And
that is what I do. Yeah, that is actually what I did. I've had. Yeah. I've also been doing some upper body workouts that I actually found using the crutches, using my actual crutches, which is actually pretty cool.
It is an upper body workout to carry yourself.
Yes, I know. I've been like swinging myself back and forth across my room on the crutches. It's actually been working too. I sustained. I think I've gained a few pounds, but to be fair, the human body weight fluctuates within like 5 pounds throughout the day, so I'm pretty much exactly where I was last week, which is good. But yeah, no, it's annoying. But I'm not screaming in pain anymore, and I'm hopefully going to get this addressed in the future. By the future, I mean within the next week or so. Other pain though, I've also been having tooth pain because I had a cavity filled. Last Tuesday, not 2 days ago, but like last Tuesday, right? And I think the dentist who I've been seeing for a few years, he's been pretty good. He overfilled it. He seemed angry that day in general, which is never really great, especially not when you're being operated on sharp instruments to fill things in your mouth. But he was but like he seemed I don't know. Anyway, but now he filled something that he didn't fill last time for some reason. Because like now, I'm going there every single month. Not because I've got constant cavities. It's because I want to be like as up to date as I can before I go off to college in September. So I'm going there every single month. And there's like one that. So I think I remember. I think it might have been episode 2 when I mentioned this. Like I thought my tooth was broken or something like that. Right? I think I mentioned back in like episode 2. That one got filled last week. And I think he overfilled it or something, or whatever, because now my tooth is just randomly, like, I can eat with it, I can eat, like, apples, like, hard food with it, whatever, but then, like, out of nowhere, I'll feel a twinge, and then a pulse of pain, and it will go away, and that happens maybe a few times a day. It's just very weird, I don't know what's causing it, so I'm gonna...
Oh, he didn't clean it.
No, he did.
It seems like he didn't clean it.
No, he did.
No, like, he didn't clean it before... did the filling, or
no,
at least clean it properly.
No, I know he did.
When you still have the cavity,
he spent like 20 minutes cleaning it up properly. Something like that. And again, but I was awake during the entire thing. It didn't put me under or anything because why would they bother doing that for the filling? But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna hopefully get that fixed as well in the future. Like I've had it happen before after I got some like really deep cavities filled, but this one was not particularly that deep at all. Anyway, so the Internet Mlb Report, the slide says 3 minutes max. It was longer than that. I apologize. Let's move on to our next segment. Ben, what is our next segment that you accidentally introduced earlier?
Well, speaking of accidentally introducing things that we never get, it's time for viewer mail. There is no viewer mail.
There is no viewer mail.
Send it, please. I want to make fun of you guys again. It's been so fun. To be fair, we're not actually going to make fun of you guys. It's listen,
Yeah.
We value your guys' input. It's very hard coming up with good podcast topics.
Right.
Your guys' input really helps us because it's especially what our audience wants to hear, and it's also what you guys want to hear. So, which is the same thing. Why did I say that twice? Anyways, if you did viewer mail, maybe stuff like that wouldn't happen.
Ben, did you just insinuate that we are that us two, you and I, are our only audience?
Yeah. Thank you to
also,
us two.
Hey, by the way,
the
the foot thing is why I'm still in squeaky chair. Sorry about that. But yeah. So your viewer mail, please send us some. We love doing viewer mail. It's just fun, right? It's just a lot of fun.
It's really fun. And
yeah.
Trust us. We'll only make fun of you a little bit. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah.
Please waste our time for us. Thanks. Okay. Anyways, next slide is Oliver's famous 3-week MLB report. Let's hear it.
All right, so this is the new, relatively new section of MLB Report. Now, so spring training exhibition game officially ended a few days ago, and the actual season starts today. As of right now, I don't know if there are any games going currently. The Giants game starting later on, but there is a few things I want to go over first. So first of all, Mike Trout, who I think I talked about 2 episodes ago in the first segment, which is kind of a mess of confusion. Anyway, the first time we did the segment a few weeks ago. Mike Trout was apparently not going to play. Well, he has actually been in the 2 in his team's, I guess, exhibition games. So it looks like Mike Trout will actually be playing this season, which is good. It's good for the Angels because again, he's their only, I guess, like real superstar player, and also it's because he's always fun to watch no matter what. He's a great defensive player as well as offensive. Anyway, now new COVID confirmed cases. Now these are actually new since episode. Since episode 12, not 13. These are like in the last 2 weeks. Hunter Bishop is a Giants minor league prospect, a very highly valued prospect. Aroldis Chapman, he is a record holder for fastest pitch ever thrown at 105 miles an hour for the Yankees. Closing pitcher, he is COVID. Joey Gallo of the Rangers, big offensive bat and decent defender. Tommy Hunter, relief pitcher for the Phillies. He's actually very, very good most of the time. COVID. Now, players opting out. I actually don't know if I mentioned this in episode 12. I should probably have checked, but I didn't. So Ryan Zimmerman, Nationals. He's actually been with the team since the Nationals were founded in 2006. 2006. But anyway, he's not have COVID, but he's opting out of the season. I believe it's actually up to manager discretion as to whether or not they'll pay their players a full salary or anything at all if they miss time. We don't quite know. And also, Ben, can I say something?
Yeah.
The Giants game being at 7:08 tonight is the other reason I'm doing the podcast in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering how are we going to do this in the future when there's Giants games?
No, it's literally it's just opening day. Honestly, it's fine. We can do it. It's fine. Also, can I bring up something? So,
isn't Dr. Anthony Fauci throwing out the first pitch?
He did that at I believe he did that at one of the Nationals exhibition games. I'm not quite sure. Anyway.
Wait, so Oliver, I'm kind of stupid. Like, how does this work? Like, has the season started yet? What's going on?
No, they had a few non-official like practice games in the big stadium versus other teams, and now the season starts from 60-game season counts from here on out, from today out. So yeah.
Oh, count. Okay, cool.
But also, Ben, I want to what was I going to say? I was going to say something. But yeah, no. Also, I want to say something. So. I have satellite internet where I live. I live out in the countryside. Honestly, I actually got asked this by someone, by a friend of mine recently, like, would you trade where you live for good internet? I'm like, no, I'd rather live out here than live in San Francisco right now and not be able to leave my house without COVID fear or stuff like that. Like around here, I could if I could properly walk, I could go walking. But anyway, so my satellite internet. It's supposed to be 5 megabits per second. It's like the lowest of the I guess the 4 tiers of satellite package you can get from the provider. Because around where I live, it's one satellite provider or AT&T DSL, which are phasing out anyway. So anyway, my internet between the hours of 7:30 to 12 a.m., which sadly is around when the Giants start, or around just when the Giants game starts. I guess when we start streaming stuff, right? the peak time, it just tends to go to shit to the point where, Ben, you've been to my house before. How much cell service have you ever gotten at my house? How many bars?
So I have gotten 0 bars.
Ever? Actually,
consistently.
Really? Oh.
I've never gotten any. Yeah, I have Verizon, so I don't get any.
Oh, okay. I think we actually discussed this. I think we actually talked about this in the podcast before as well, about your phone coverage out here where I live. Anyway, I get better. I can get like constant streaming from Hulu on my phone with 1 bar of cell service outside the veranda than I can inside with satellite service, which is stupid. But yeah, MLB Report next week. Also, by the way, this week the intro to the segment, if I bother to upload the correct one this time. Last time I think I used the same one. Anyway, the intro to the segment this time was actually using clips from the exhibition games, and they don't tend to do it. Like they have TV cameras there, but it's not like like super like dramatic like newsreel camera like they have during the regular season. So hopefully the actual footage will look better with the next intro next week. Anyway, we're moving on to Ben Slide. Hi. So if you're expecting to find the Ben Slide segment here, sorry to disappoint you. It's been moved to another video entirely. That's because Ben's idea for a slide was tier list. Tier list of cars, fast food, that kind of stuff. A legitimately fun and very enjoyable activity and idea, which we actually did record. Problem was, he didn't tell me what we were doing until like 2 minutes before we started the podcast, so I had no time to prep a tier list. So pretty much, it was just ended up with us writing down stuff for half an hour and talking. Not exactly great podcast material. However, it will be going up in its own video in the near future, hopefully, so sorry about that. Anyway, on to the news.
Now it's time for your weekly Fuck 12. Woo! Let's go!
And coming at you live from San Francisco, this is your weekly Fuck 12. That's right, weekly Fuck 12, where we break down some of the shittiest things that the cops did this week.
Alright, coming from Portland, Oregon this week, we have federal troops and also the police have been harassing people, and federal troops have been kidnapping protesters, putting them in unmarked vans and driving them off to God knows where, and then picking them back up and getting rid of their identification. That sounds like a healthy democracy to me. We love the police. So great.
As a post that Ben sent me today says, Democrat, mark the vans.
Yeah, the Democrats just want to mark the vans. So cool. Anyways, also in, I think it was Atlanta, this one guy taunted the police with a donut, like, you want a donut? Piggy want a donut? And the police fucking arrested him. And like, any other occupation that you're in, as a firefighter, people can mock you and you can't do anything. As a service member, people can, probably the police mock service members and then they don't do anything. But the moment you mock a cop, oh God, you're getting fucking arrested. Like, these guys are such pussies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for your weekly Fuck 12.
That was a pretty quick one.
And then, it's been a pretty slow news week, but actually we have some really good COVID-19 news. I literally just saw this right before I was about to, right before the
Also, for the second week in a row, I was going to do a news topic. I forgot about it. Okay, we'll do it next week.
It turns out, oh shit, totally. Turns out that, just put it in the template and then we can delete it later. It turns out that if you get COVID-19, it's very unlikely that you can get reinfected again. So the stories that we have that you've been reinfected, it's actually just the disease flaring up again. So that's actually really good news. So when they say that antibodies decrease after, we still think that the T cells and the B cells in your body can fight off the infection, meaning that any vaccine is much more likely to work and can work on a lot more people. Also, this is a waste of time special announcement. We might waste your time with this podcast, but we're not wasting your time with this vaccine.
Yeah.
If when the vaccine comes out, you should get it, and you should persuade everyone you know to get it too. Bring it up in conversation at work, like, hey, are you guys getting the vaccine if it comes out? And then, like, I think you should because this blah, 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 blah. Please change people's minds, because right now, 35% of Americans say they wouldn't get the vaccine or they're unsure about it. Meaning that if that happens, if we do get the vaccine now, we couldn't have enough immunity to help.
It's like, why, if you have the option to, possibly help, fix all this absolute bullshit that's going on in the world right now. Not bullshit, but because it is very serious. But absolute this chaos is going on. Why would you not get the vaccine? Like, literally, why? It's stupid. Absolutely stupid.
So actually, this does lead into some. We have to go back to America's past to talk about this. So, even before the autism thing, America has done some pretty shitty things with vaccines and black people.
Yep.
So back in the day, they purposefully infected black people with syphilis, and so they could test a fucking vaccine. So they also let AIDS ravage black communities, leading to the idea that the government created AIDS, which it didn't, but yeah. Essentially, we've been really shit to black people, and black people are like, now we're not going to get the vaccine, which, if you're black and you're listening to this, I presume that you will get the vaccine because, you know, we're pretty up to date on the vaccine. So, if you're black and you're listening to this, yes, of course, America has definitely oppressed you through diseases in the past, but at the same time, this time is different. Please get the vaccine for yourself and for your family. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, just again, it's white, called the waste.
Also, you have no excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. No, everyone get the vaccine when it's available. Yeah. Also,
yes.
I should point out that it's called the Waste of Timw Podcast, but the news, even if we present it in a funny or humorous way a lot of the time with some jokes in there, it is serious. A lot of time what we talk about in the past, we talked about some pretty heavy stuff, and just it is important. Listen, because vaccines, they are important, and this could seriously help in just the long term. And then, of course, there are also people saying, well, I want to go outside now, and pretty much everyone in Florida. And now, again, we've seen this happen before, but, a lot of shops in Texas now, I think there are a couple in Dallas I've seen photos of, a lot of places in Texas, are saying, the shops are saying that if you have a mask on, they will not let you into the shop. So.
Well,
masks
are also good.
Which is the exact, that's the exact definition of counterproductive.
So,
and also, annoyingly, one second.
Go ahead.
Also, because annoyingly, because this is America, it's a political issue now, apparently, when it really should not be. It's a health issue, not a political issue, but this is America, so of course it is, because people here think the right to free speech means that they should talk whenever the fuck they want to. No. It means, you can speak and say what you want, but also, every idea that comes into your head does not need to be vocalized. Just thinking about that,
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Anyway, sorry, Ben, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that the next story comes to us from Left Media, and it comes from Left Media. So one of the most beloved voices in leftist media, Michael Brooks, died at 37, and he was very. He was a really he was like a shining voice he was a beacon of light to the world. It's really sad. And he died really young, and he was one of the best people on the left. Honestly, he was great. Sadly, yeah.
That is sad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, I realized now, on my massive quarantine music slide last week, right? A lot of the artists are actually dead. I actually kind of forgot that Bill Withers died somehow. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but this guy didn't even die of COVID. He died of an unexpected medical condition, which we don't know what that was. So
that can mean, when the news says that can mean quite a few things. So.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know what happened. But, anyways, transitioning into that, Xbox Deals of the Week. Let's do that. Cool, some dude died.
What a solid transition, Ben. All right, so Xbox Deals of the Week. So if you guys missed last week, episode 13, this is a new segment I'm doing that's partially to keep, no one wants an expired deal, so this segment is partially to make sure I get this episode up on time. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the current free Xbox Live Gold games for Xbox Live Gold members, Xbox Live Gold deals, and also just deals for everyone, even if you don't have Gold, because every week Xbox has a whole shit ton of deals in the one, as well as some games for 360, which I'm not going to be covering 360 games. Sorry, I don't play a lot of those, even though I could if I wanted to, because I'm on my one.
360.
But anyway, let's get started. So again, so if you guys don't know, Xbox Live Gold, 3 to 4 free games every month. You get 3 new games at the start of each month, and then at the 15th, I think it's 4 to 5. At the 15th, on the 16th of each month, they change over to a new set of games, which is pretty cool. So right now, the current free set of games is still WRC 8, which is a rallycross racing game with pretty realistic physics. It's actually pretty nice. It's like I said last week, I'm not great with realistic racing games. I think like Forza Motorsport is probably about as realistic as I like to get, or in some cases, Project Cars 2. But you know what? It's a lot of fun. Dunk Lords. Again, it's a cartoon, over-the-top action fighting basketball game. It's funny. It's very funny. I've actually played part of it. It's actually pretty good. And Juju for the 360. No clue what that is. Then. All right, so this week, now let's move on to the deals for everyone. So this week, up to 75% off on WB Games, aka Warner Brothers. So that's a lot of stuff from Lego and superhero and all this other type of stuff. So anyway, first of all, we have WB Games. We have Hitman 2 Gold Edition. Now, this is Hitman 2, the game that came out either like 2019 or 2018, not the original Hitman 2. Anyway, Hitman 2 Gold Edition. That's the game with all the DLC and all the extra items stuff like that. Anyway. It was originally $99.99. Now, $19.99. So second of all, we have the Batman Arkham Collection, which is 3 of the 4 Arkham games, aka all the ones made by Rocksteady. So that's Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. Not Arkham Origins, because that game was a hot mess of trash made by another studio, and although I personally had fun with it, it was not great, and honestly, I think that thing actually stayed on the Wii U and all last gen consoles. I don't think it's actually on any of the PS4, Xbox One, or Switch consoles, or even really. It's not even been updated recently in any form at all. Arkham Origins, but anyway, so the Batman Arkham Collections. That's again Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight was $60, now $15. Injustice 2. Legendary Edition, which again is like the gold edition of the game, all the DLC characters and a bunch of like add-ons and in-game currency, which is actually pretty easy to earn anyway. Injustice 2 Legendary Edition which is again like all the DLC and the game, of course, was $59.99, now $15.99. Again, same thing for the Batman one. Then of course, Ben, you may have actually played this. Have you played Scribblenauts?
I did. I played Scribblenauts literally on your 3DS.
That's right, yeah. So Scribblenauts, if you don't know what it is, you write things and they come to life. It's pretty cool. Now, don't take that, things meaning that, with things that you can put into an E10 plus rated game. Anyway, if you want to buy, it's on, there have been several different games. I played Scribblenauts Unlimited and Unmasked. I've not played the most recent one. But anyway, it's on consoles like the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, 3DS, whatever. Anyway, the Scribblenauts Mega Pack, which I believe is both Scribblenauts Unlimited and Scribblenauts Unmasked, which is a superhero one. Both those games put together, normally it would be $39.99, now it's $9.99. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the, the gold. Now remember, these next deals coming up are for Xbox Live Gold members only. Now, I actually have only one on here, but there's actually 2 I want to talk about. So first of all, the Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 3 Ultimate Edition bundle, which is both games with Ultimate Editions, so it's Ultimate Editions of both games, which means that you get the games, Forza Horizon 4 and 3, plus all the extra content, DLC, car pass, season pass, all that stuff. Now, that was originally $170. It is now $59.49. And we also have another game that's on sale right now, Xbox Live Gold again, which is another Forza title, Forza Motorsport 7, which I bought accidentally by this morning. Oh well. Anyway, because right now, normally the game is 70. So for the Ultimate Edition, for the Ultimate Edition, which is the Gold Edition they call it. Gold Edition, which is the game and all the DLC, car pass, expansion pass, all that stuff. Forza Motorsport 7, total $40 as opposed to $75. $9. And yeah, I'm actually installing it right now, and be warned, it is 78 gigabytes for the base game. I'm very glad I have a 2 terabyte expansion drive for my Xbox. And that's the Xbox deals this week. Not quite as groundbreaking as the ones we had last week, but there's still some pretty cool games, especially if you like superhero type stuff or Warner Brothers games in general. Again, Warner Brothers also had a hand in making a lot of the Lego games, so Lego Batman, all type of stuff up there, Lego City Undercover, Lego Star Wars, those are also all on sale for various prices, much lower than the normal price on the Xbox store. All right. And Ben, do you want to start off the quarantine media slide? Because right now my voice is shot, so...
Yes, sir. All right, so let's start off the quarantine media slide. So I actually added something different for me. I added YouTube videos, so like genre videos, because
that's true.
That's
fair.
Media is actually consumed in the form of YouTube videos. So Anyway, so I'm gonna just go down my whole thing the whole way. So
right.
For music, I have been listening to Lucky, Pop Smoke, Lil TJ. For games, I've been playing. I recently bought Super Mario Odyssey, which is a really short game, but it gives me real Mario 64 vibes. It's really good. Breath of the Wild, I've actually been playing that game instead of Animal Crossing this whole time, because Breath of the Wild is my afternoon game, Animal Crossing is my nighttime game.
Makes
for
sense.
TV, I finished Community.
Calming game in the night, or a more action-packed game in the morning. It makes sense. That's good.
Exactly, Animal Crossing is really relaxing.
Yeah.
For TV, I finished Community. Community is a really good show. And I started.
You were like,
Arrested Development.
you were absolutely ripping on the last two episodes, though. Last two podcast episodes. You absolutely were saying it. Season like 5 and 6 were shit.
Community season 6. Community season 6 was ass, but the rest of it was really good.
Wait.
So then,
was that the one that? Is that the Netflix show that got picked up by? Wait, was that Netflix original? Did Netflix pick that show up a while back?
Netflix. I think Netflix picked that show up because they were allowed to say fuck in the last season. I think.
That's why I remember that, because I remember hearing about a show that was either like. Something like that like the final season 6 was shit. That's what I heard. That's what I heard of. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Dude, it was
all right. Anyway, Ben, what else?
Anyways, so for YouTube videos, I have. Oh wait, okay. So for film, I watched The Old Guard, which is kind of shit. It was like this 2020 movie. It's available on Netflix. It's pretty bad. Don't watch it. YouTube videos, I watched.
I saw a trailer for that.
Not like that, Oliver. Get your mind out of a ditch.
What?
Anyways, fillet of fish videos.
Veggie
vids.
Wait, Ben, what video?
So nut cracking videos.
Okay, I wasn't even okay.
Anyways, it's just videos where it's like cooking videos where they show you how to crack every nut.
Yeah, I know shit.
Every fruit, fillet every fish, really cool. And then I've also been watching like a lot of left media ever since Michael Brooks died. So I've been listening to like Sam Cedar's podcast, watching Vosh on stream. You should check them out. They're all on YouTube. Watching Thought Slime, pretty good. Yeah. So Michael Brooks will be missed, definitely. All right. Now you go ahead, Mr. Oliver.
All right. So for my music, I have been kind of getting back into I've just been kind of listening to a lot of music I used to listen to back in middle school, and also for some reason. I randomly chose 6th grade and 10th grade as the music to get back into this week. So, or also I guess also 9th grade. Okay. Bare Naked Ladies, good stuff. I actually released a song with Michael Bublé recently. It's actually about quarantine. It's actually pretty good. A lot of epic rap battles of history. You can thank Eric for getting me into that. Those guys back in the day. They're still making not as much as they used to. Was it Nice Peter, Epic Lloyd, the guys behind Epic Rap Battles of History? It's not quite as often as it used to be. They're still uploading singles constantly to iTunes, and they've still got pretty constantly. They got some good stuff going on, and it's some really funny stuff. Anyway, listen to all of that. Still some more Joni Mitchell from last week, and Closing Time by Semisonic now entered my playlist for no apparent reason, apart from the fact that it's funny. Well, that's not really funny. It's a good song though. I actually enjoy it. Imagine Dragons. I've been binge listening to Night Visions for absolutely no reason. It just kind of fits into whatever. Because because most of the stuff I listen to when I'm just playing a racing game, wherever it's if I want to distract myself, because racing game, it's a fun game, but if I want to distract myself listening to music, I can. So I just turn on some music. Anyway, moving away from the music side, also of course Power Rock playlist like always. Again, if you guys want to find my playlist for Power Rock music, punk rock music, pop punk, that type of stuff, description below. It's one of the links down there every week. All right, so also now we're gonna move on to games. Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. That's a fun game. It's Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. So it's not like a remaster. The graphics, I actually got this wrong last week. The graphics are actually not enhanced. And there's quite a bit of lag and screen tear and some frame rate issues. It's if you played the original game and you enjoyed it, you'll like this one. It's also got kind of similar gameplay to Far Cry 4 as opposed to gameplay like Far Cry 5 or Primal. So, it's a great game. I would never really binge play it. I'll play it for like a couple hours at a time. But, it's Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. It's a fun game, especially if you really enjoyed the original one, the 360. Again, this is actually I think it's back to $30 now, but it was $3 last week. It was in sale. And again, if you're thinking about buying it now, remember, it does not. Sadly, it did ditch the split screen co-op from the original one, which kind of sucks. But oh well, it's still a fun game. After that, we got Borderlands 2, Borderlands pre-sequel, Trials of the Blood Dragon, Trials of the Blood Dragon is a crossover between Trials, the motorbike racing 2.5D side-scroller game series, and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, a DLC with an insane ending and lots of violence. It's a very weird crossover. Also parallel Earth Vietnam War. Funny, kind of thing. It's very weird. It's a very, very cool kind of like vibe though. It's very, very interesting. I like it a lot. And I'm using the word vibe meaning the actual like feeling I get from playing the game, not the overused term that we have nowadays, which is absolute bullshit. All right, Forza Horizon 4, Borderlands 2 again, and Far Cry 5. So this game came out in, I believe, like summer of 2018, because I was seeing ads for it. I was in New York on the TV when I was in a hotel, whatever. So I'm going to quickly spoil the end. Well, sorry, the game has 3 endings. So spoiler alert: first ending, in the very like 10 minutes into the game, you can end the game by not arresting a mass murderer and cult leader. If you do not arrest him and you just leave, the game ends. You get an achievement, secret ending unlocked. Boom, game. You did bad, but you fucked up and you did a bad thing, but you ended the game. Now, the other 2 endings of the game are like most Far Cry. I think most Far Cry games, at least in recent memory, have had these alternate endings. So at the end of the game, when you actually do go to arrest him properly, you can either leave or resist him. If you resist him, this ending caught me off guard because I'll look up tutorials sometimes, but I never look up how to complete the final mission of the game because I know I don't want to have that ending ruined for me, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so spoiler alert, pretty much everyone dies and a nuclear bomb gets dropped on the town that you've been trying to save throughout the entire game.
Oh, damn.
And this, this is the canonical ending. There is an option if you just choose to leave. You drive away with your comrades in the car. Yeah. At which point you turn around and execute them. And that is how the game ends. You get drugged and forced, it's like forced to kill people. It's not a happy ending. However, so the canonical ending is a nuked out ending. Now when I say a lot of people die, the wiki page seems very confused on this. Take the example of Jess Black, the best companion to have in the game, an awesome Huntress character, Bo, like Archer, just freaking awesome character, right? Now she's officially listed as dead. But I think the trivia mentioned that her entry for Far Cry New Dawn, which is kind of a smaller game that came out the next year, which takes place after this one, after Far Cry 5, right? Like, it mentions that she does not appear in the game, but she's not confirmed as dead. So, that being said, it's believed that she is still alive, though, for instance, because her marking, like her calling sign mark, is actually found on a bunch of buildings in the New Dawn area. Also, Far Cry New Dawn is a cheaper, somewhat shorter game that takes place 17 years later, I believe, after the nuclear radiation is gone, and you finally get to go back and actually have a chance to properly kill the person responsible for all this, who, no matter what you do in Far Cry 5, survives. The villain always survives in Far Cry 5. So, that being said, I've actually started playing New Game Plus, which pretty much, once you unlock the game, you unlock a bunch of new abilities. So you can play through the game again with a bunch of new abilities and a brand new insane difficulty, which is what I'm doing right now. I actually don't know what it's called, but I'm playing. It's a super hard difficulty what I'm playing right now, literally right now. But it's just such a fun game, Far Cry 5, and Far Cry 6 has been announced recently. It's gonna be on a Caribbean island again, which is kind of reminiscent of Far Cry 3. Actually, some characters like Jess Black and Herc, and a few other characters from Far Cry 5 may actually make cameo appearances in the new game, which is cool, because then we can put the wiki article haters to rest, because again, for most of the characters, companion characters, the game, all it says is this: they're not confirmed dead, but they're marked as dead. The only confirmed character that's actually dead is the dog. So that's that.
Oh.
He died from old age before the second game started, in between Far Cry 5 and New Dawn. That's why. I mean, the dog was like 15 years old in Far Cry 5. Anyway, so apart from that, moving on to film and TV, I have watched nothing. Oh wait, sorry. Do we count Giants games on TV? That's a thing. So I guess NBC Sports Bay Area. That. Anyway,
right.
Ben. So
that leaves us with the wrap up.
And this time, Ben's done the last 3 weeks. This time, I'm going to do it. So remember, we want to hear your viewer mail. We want to read your viewer mail. We want to, do viewer mail because it's always so much fun for us. We've not had any for the past few weeks, so please send us some. And to do that, remember that pretty much anything we normally send as a ransom note for a pet alligator in the state of Florida being microwaved inside a gigantic wind turbine, send to Jenkins123, Jenkins123@gmail.com. Once again, that's Jenkins123, Jenkins123@gmail.com. And we will see you in the next episode.